Hello, hello, hello. Today we are at Mr. Houston's place. And y'all know this is Dolores and Tony's channel. And look what he given me. What are those, Mr. Houston?
These are those giant Texas yellow figs. This fig is larger than a mason jar lid. These are the figs that has come out this year. And they need stripping off before this stem is rooted. Every one of these nodules will give a fig and a cluster of leaves. So you got your leaves and then your fig is going to come out there also. There it is. So what I'm doing now is stripping the bark away through the cambium layer so it'll instantly root. You can put this in the ground or you put it in a jar or can or cup of water, and when it gets scaly, gummy jelly on this portion, then you don't wipe it off and you don't throw these away. The old water will get stinky, nasty smelling. Don't throw the plant away, just change the water out. And eventually the place where you see those little cottony looking specks is where the root is going to emerge. Until that root emerges out, then take it and put it in your growing medium in a pot or go stick it in the ground. But right now, to root this time of year, all I do is go along the fence row or where I want it to grow. And then sharpen that plant on that stick on the end. But just stick it in the moist ground down about 6 or 8 inches. And that'll be it.
6 or 8 inches.
I need a piece of wire or a rod
To make a hole in.
to make that hole. It needs to be twice that deep.
Okay.
And then
Right
it'll
there.
root itself.
Wow.
And just leave it.
And leave it
Or you
alone.
can
Do
dig
I
a
need to
hole.
fertilize it?
And I can take it and put it in this pot of medium.
Mm-hmm. Same distance, 68 inches down.
All the way to the bottom.
Mm.
So do you do that before the water?
I don't need any space. All I want to do is leave that until it root.
Oh, okay. Just let them, they can stay together until they start rooting.
Leave it alone.
Wow.
So how long would it take to root, Mr. Houston?
Sometimes it'll take a month.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll take 2 months. I might pull it out where it's growing figs on it 3 months.
Uh-huh.
It might not root
Okay.
until later, but it needs plenty of moisture.
Okay.
So on top of that, you put you some bark chips or burlap bag or whatever to keep that sun
From beating
direct
down
off
on
of your soil.
Some leaves.
And keep it leaves, straw,
Okay.
hay, whatever.
Okay.
Something to retain.
Build
the
it up
moisture.
around it, leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to grow like it is. I usually take them off before they have leaves and put them in the house or in the greenhouse
Mm-hmm.
in a jug of water,
Mm-hmm.
plastic.
I remember you had
jug.
some in 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah. So we rooted those and I didn't go back in. Water evaporated,
Mm-hmm.
but I was showing those youngsters and veterans how they will root.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing as what we have here is how we get these to these plants, which is not a bare root, it is a plug. Now when you buy bare root, they're gonna come like that.
Mm-hmm.
You raise them in sand or in growing medium, perlite,
Mm-hmm.
and you pull them out, you might look just like that.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in the ground with water and your grow stimulant,
Mm-hmm.
root tone, mixed with water.
Okay.
Your growing stimulant, rooting stimulant. You can put this down on the ground, take your a little fork and a cane or a stick, just like my finger, and you go down, you hit that root, but you're mashing in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to set it up right. You don't have to put it in there pretty. These roots have to make contact with the soil.
Mm-hmm.
If that stick come back up and leave a little hole, you plant it all the way up to here.
Okay.
Or sometimes it get planted that deep to the first nodule, where those first
Okay.
leaves was on. It has lost its leaves, so set it in the ground up to here. This, you can dig a hole, or you can take that same stick or in your finger
Mm-hmm.
and just push it in the ground.
Mm.
You don't have to pat around it and play with it and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
puff it up. Just
Yeah.
stick it in the ground. When it rains, it's going to take care of that soil around it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part here that's important, is where the roots are.
Right.
So is it important to have a root stimulant or a
No,
starch
just
stimulant
put
on
it
it?
in the ground if you got fertile soil.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then it's good not to wet these plants when you get them. Now what are these? These are collards.
Mm-hmm.
The cabbage is purple. In this case, you can tell the difference in them. These are well wet. They're too wet right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to lay these out a day or so and let them, but if you close the top on it and leave it,
It'll keep moisture.
they're
It'll
gonna
save too
mold
much
and
moisture.
mildew.
Okay.
So you pull the top off and leave it alone. Those peppers, there's 2 peppers. This is going to be constant all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
People put 2 seeds, just squeeze it there and pull it apart with your thumb.
You got 2 plants.
And it's done. If you find another one that 2 plants is together, you're going to find them.
Mm-hmm.
2 and 3 plants. You can put them in the same hole if you want, it don't matter. And when I'm dropping these cabbage collards, if I put 2 in a hole or 3, put 3 in a cluster in one hole. If you got the machine that's punching the hole, if you're punching a hole with a stick 2
Yeah.
by 2 or a porch rail, you can drop 2 in there. Drop 3 in there on the collard. The cabbage is going to grow out and bust big. They need 1 per spot.
How far apart you suggest? You
At
recommend?
least 18,
At least 18.
18, 20, 24,
Okay.
depending on what variety of collard you got. There we go. Peppers again, 2 peppers again. You want to grow 2 peppers? That's fine. There's 2 peppers again.
Mm.
There's those 3 peppers.
Mm.
There's 2 peppers again. So you can pull them apart and make them individual. If you want to, put 2 to the hole. It doesn't matter.
Mm.
You're gonna stake them up anyway.
And you'll still
You're
get
gonna do a
you'll
Florida
still get it
weave, or
from
you
2.
gonna do an individual.
I think we're gonna do that Florida weed.
Not over 2 to this.
So if you put 2 in a hole, then you'll still get 2 plants, or will it kill out one of them?
It's gonna grow.
Okay.
You put 5 in that hole, it might not grow as well
Mhm.
and produce. But sometimes it depends on how fertile your soil is and what you're putting down amenities in your soil. But anyway, these are tomatoes we've shown you before. I can't do these tomatoes. Yes, I can. That's the first set of leaves. Come above them and cut it off. Right there. That's going to put out a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
That was a leaf.
So you go above the sucker.
There's a leaf. It's going to put a sucker out right between that leaf and the...
Right.
Mhm.
There's a sucker that's put out. Actually, that is the tomato. There the blooms are right there.
Sure will, man.
There the buds are.
Sure will.
Let me draw that
That
in.
is the buds ready to put out.
I can't.
You can't see it. Trying to flip it.
A leaf comes out on every other
there.
side. The tomato come out on the same side as a leaf,
Okay.
but it had young buds in there. And what you want to do with that is just clip it off.
You don't want the bug.
Nope.
Mm.
And that's the top of the tomato. That was another stem.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime I clip this plant out, trying to get that thinking that they are, but they are so young now. That's a leaf, and that's the bud of the plant. That's the main stalk right there. But anyway, I'll cut this off. See that?
Right.
I'll come above that other leaf because a sucker's going to come out there. Cut it off here, take that leaf off, and it's going to root. But I'd let them get a little older,
Okay.
a little larger.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that crook is in there?
Right.
That comes from wherever it was seeded. Something happened, the weather or and made that plant twist. It's gonna straighten itself up.
Light. Yeah. The
Sunlight gonna straighten
the
that.
light will take care of that.
But you might put it in the ground up to that.
Okay. Okay.
But he has 3 different varieties of tomatoes. We don't have the ID stake.
Yeah.
We don't have the ID stake with it.
That's okay.
But anyway, this size is perfect to put out. You got nutrient soil, and they're going to thrive from there. Cut it off. We finished.
Here you go. All right, y'all. Once again, you know, get an opportunity to spend some time with Mr. Houston down here in Grenada, Mississippi, at his place, explaining to us what to do so we can have a successful planting of these bare root plants. We're so happy to be able to work with them, with our leadership in our organization to acquire these bare roots and these plugs, and we're going to get them out to the field and get them in there. Thank you. And y'all know Country Thick is recording me. Farmer Jones from CHULAHOMA'S Garden, CHULAHOMA. Once again, we appreciate Mr. Houston for taking out some time with us. Thank you.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Mr. Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want you all to take the time to enjoy your view. And much love. And look at them trees. What a gift, what a gift, what a gift.
And,
Y'all tell somebody, come on over
Shoot, that's all.
to our neck of the
That's all they do.
woods. Have a great day.